I think it's amazing when, kind of God gives you a vision to do something, and then you listen, you get it done, and then you actually start to see support, and you actually see people giving reviews and testimonials about how they really enjoy your product. Anytime someone tells me I inspired them to go after, their dreams in their life, that really means the world to me, because that is something that I truly aspire to do.
Michelle Obama, if you're listening right now, please contact Christa and Brittney and their amazing apparel, and then come hop on the podcast and all of us can chat together about it. Thank you as we pass out inside of our soul. All right.
Yeah, TikTok, I'm just rolling on the block. Marisa took me, heard that. Podcast show about to start. Heard that. You should know if entertainment is your goal. You're talking sports or travel, yo. This the hottest pod show. Heard that. She got the juice. Everything she says is truth. If you don't know, now you know. All you ever gotta say is heard that. Heard that. Heard that. Heard that. Heard that. Heard that. Look, all you ever gotta say.
What's up, Heard That Nation? Listening in the United States and around the world, you are now listening to the Heard That with Marisa Tigney podcast. If you are watching right now on YouTube, hit that subscribe button so you stay in the know of all future episodes and guests that are coming up on the podcast, like these two amazing women that are here on the show. They are entrepreneurs, they are small business owners, they are Black-owned business owners, and they came together and created an amazing product, an apparel line that's called God Use Me, and they have an incredible story, and they both come from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So Wisconsin, you should definitely support your hometown girls right here. We got Brittney McLeod, hopefully I said that right, and Christa Griffin. Welcome to the Heard That podcast.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much for joining. And I met these ladies when they came and volunteered at Minnie's Food Pantry here in Plano, Texas. And their story about how both of them started this apparel line, God Use Me. And if you're watching on YouTube, you can see their line, and we'll talk more in detail about it. I was intrigued about their story and how they came together. So let me start with you, Christa. Let me throw it back a little bit. When did you get the nudge to, like, you know what, I want to start my own business? And then Brittney, you answered the same question.
Okay, sounds good. So in addition to the line of apparel that we have, I'm an author as well. So that's where it initially started, author business. Mm-hmm. It really started officially like 2020, right when COVID hit. Mm-hmm. However, it has been years in the making, but I think COVID is still changing, but it's dynamic of our lives. Mm-hmm. And with that, I was forced to really slow down, figure out, what was super important to me, and really prioritize some things that I had put to the side for so long. Mm-hmm. So I think that's really what gave me my nudge, was COVID, and just sitting down and wanting to lock in with my goals and be intentional about the things that I wanted in life. So that's where the book, was created. Mm-hmm. It came out of COVID, and then from there, that's where the line came out. So that it connected through my book initially.
Oh, that's fantastic. And you said you're an author. We'll talk a little bit more about that. That's so amazing. So, Brittney, what about you?
I think likewise, the same type of things, just the different dynamic of life and how things slow down. Mm-hmm. Really take time to really, be able to self-reflect and really think about what's important to you in life, really, mm-hmm. And in that self-reflection time, I really was just pressed to figure out my purpose in life. And I think, in seeking God, he revealed to me some things through, what I was already doing. Different hobbies that I have was, crafting and things like that. So mm-hmm. being able to use crafting to be able to make other people feel special and give to others is kind of how my business, which hasn't officially yet launched, I work mm-hmm. on this, my first product, but working on that based on that background and where it came from.
That's awesome. And so, Christa, you had mentioned that you're an author. So you had started that, your book journey first, and then from there, was it while you were writing the pages of your book or afterwards, you were like, okay, I'm an author, but I want to expand on that and do something. So did apparel come to you, or did you think of something else, or was it someone or something? Because I've had people on the show that have businesses, and it was, you know, a sweater that they put on, or, you know, a pair of sweatpants or some shoes or whatever. That was like, you know what, I like the feel of these, but I'm inspired to, I see my own name on the shoe, if you know, if that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
I would say, so when I was finishing up the book, because, well, it's more so a journal, self-help, self-guided journal for women.
Okay.
So with that, I think what made me want to start my own apparel line was just wanting to, since my whole brand is about self-care and just like, you know, embracing and enjoying life, I wanted to create a clothing line that could reflect that, as well as my as well as being a Christian. Like, I wanted to reflect that as well. So a lot of the ideas from the clothing line, it stems from the book. So it's very much so, you know, Bible based, and also about taking care of yourself and, you know, indulging in self-care in every capacity. So
and I think that's one of the things that we forget, especially when COVID hit. You know, everybody was in panic mode, so the self-care went out the window. The, you know, the peace of mind went out the window. It was, okay, how am I going to take care of my family? I just got furloughed from my job, you know, all different kinds of changes that were going on. And it's cool to hear, you know, you both say, you know, during that 2020 year, you know, yeah, change took place and everything else, but what can I do to take advantage of this time and see what, you know, can bloom from this? And it was this incredible company. So, Brittney, I want to ask you, when you got together with Christa and created this, were you both already friends, or y'all, you know, met? How did you both meet? Happenstance, and I see both of y'all laughing, so it's gonna be a great story. But how did y'all meet, and then how did you come up with this idea of an apparel line and the name for it?
For sure. So this has been like years in the making. Chris and I grew up with each other, and like she said, like this, both of our businesses are, you know, faith based, and we actually grew up in the same church. So that's how we're connected. And how old would you say?
Maybe like 5.
Yeah,
we probably
so
met like 5 years old.
We were kids.
Oh wow. Okay, so pretty much grew up together.
Basically.
Yeah.
And been through different like milestones with each other. We've been, you know, we went to the same college, lived in 2 different states together, you know, been, you know, helping each other through life. We're best friends. So that's how we know each other. But basically, like she said, her brand is more based on, you know, self-help and doing the reflection and things like that that you need to develop as a person. And I feel like once you do that self-reflection, then you're able to really seek, like, you know, God used me. What can you do, Lord? Or how can I be used so I can be able to help others as well? I believe that's a part of the full package of purpose. You know, once you're able to reflect on and who you are and what your strengths are, what God wants you to do, then you're able to bless other people. And that's kind of like the giving to others part of it. So
which
that's
her aspect of the business.
right. Yep. And my business kind of tagline is "To love is to give." So that's kind of how it's connected.
That's so amazing, and that's so cool with your line, and from, you know, seeing what you have on, and you know, you have on there that affirmation, and you know, that prayer, God use me, you know, through the decisions I'm going to make as far as, you know, how to expand my business, what this person that I'm going to come in contact with that could possibly elevate an idea that I have. God used me to walk out this purpose on what you want done with this business, you know, because you know, when we are venturing out somewhere and we're doing something, and I did this, you know, with this podcast and everything else, I laid it before him, and I was like, okay, I lay this in your hands. What do you want me to do with it? What do you want me, where do you want me to go? Who do you want me to talk to? You know, what was my niche, and so forth and everything else. And so when you two came together with God Use Me, the apparel, was it easy to, you know, easy as far as, okay, we're going to start off with t-shirts and then, you know, expand to something else, or because, you know, when it comes to small businesses and different things like that, there, the ideas could be so much and so, you know, they go all over the place, but then there's always that budget. And then, you know, you have to prioritize, okay, what company is going to, you know, make our shirts, and, you know, the printing costs and that sort of thing, you know, and shipping and handling and all of that. So how all of that evolve and come together?
Well, Brittney, she's always been super, super creative, you know, anyway. So when she's pretty good at just putting stuff together, making stuff look right, and things like that. So opportunities are endless. But I feel like just coming together, bouncing ideas off of each other is kind of where it started at.
And the God used me, that's like a manifestation, or like a quote that we kind of live by. And that's basically, she created a self-help journal. And a lot of the quotes in there, the daily quotes in there are kind of based on, you know, God using you and things like that. As well as like my aspect of my business is where I'm actually crafting, creating. So I actually create the shirts. Whereas this is like something that's based on or aligned with her actual journal. So that's kind of how we tie in together.
Right.
Then we keep with it being done in-house, you know, we cut down a lot on overhead and things like that.
So who is like, because I absolutely love this, and definitely, you know, I'm going to purchase some of it for myself, because I just think that a journal is a reminder of, you know, what your path and what your journey is right now and what it's going to become. And then the prayer of asking God to use you, to guide you, you know, is a reminder of, you know, you don't need to worry about what is going to happen or what, you know, is taking place and everything else. Just ask me, I got you, you know. So it's like you put the shirt on, you got to kind of, you know, you're worrying about your next, you know, issue, or, you know, if you're shipping or whatever's going to be delayed, or a big decision that you have to make, a big business decision, you look down at your shirt, you're like,
it's in your hands.
Yes, it's in his hands. He's like, okay, let me know when you want to pass it to me so that, you know, I can relieve the stress off of you. So I think that is so awesome that he does that for us. When it comes to, you know, when your product launch and everything, talk about your first sale, and then talk about some of the people that have fully supported your brand, that you have met throughout your business venture so far.
Okay, yeah. So I can talk about how it felt when I first made my first sale back in 2020. The support was amazing. Like majority of my support come from my hometown, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I have some fantastic supporters who really support everything that I do. With me living here, they still go out their way to support and tell others about the book, the clothing, anything really that I have going on, as well as, you know, with Brittney as well. So I think it's amazing when, you know, God gives you a vision to do something, and then you listen, you get it done, and then you actually start to see support, and you actually see people giving reviews and testimonials about how they really enjoy your product, how you know, the journal has changed their life, how they really like the designs of the shirt, or etc. You know, either way, like, it's just anytime someone tells me like I inspired them to go after, you know, their dreams in their life, that really means the world to me, because that is something that I truly aspire to do. Like, I want to inspire other women, you know, other people of color, just to, you know, chase their goals and really, you know, not have any limits on the things that they want, because it's out there. You just have to go after it. So
I think it's so fulfilling when, like, the whole business, it started off like that, right? From getting the most support from the people that you already know probably will support you anyway.
Right.
But to see her like do book sales in Canada and like different places like that, different states, you know, it's just so fulfilling just to see like your reach, right? So word of mouth. So that's off of testimonials by people reading the book or, wearing the shirts or hoodies and other people asking, where'd you get that? Or I like that, or this made a difference. And you tell somebody about that. I think that's the most fulfilling part about it.
Yeah, it is. What I was going to ask you too is that when you get people to sign up on your website or, they reach out to you and everything else and you find out where they're from, I know it has to blow your mind. You're like, going, okay, what country is this? And then sometimes I got to Google it. I'm like,
right,
country is this? Are they making this up? They're from, oh, wow, outside of Ireland. Oh my gosh. So when you see that somebody that is, not even in these United States, but somewhere outside the United States, a different country, they just finding out about your product and finding out what you're doing. I know there has to be a sense of, oh my gosh, this is reaching the masses, literally.
Definitely. It's an incredible feeling. I'm forever grateful for the opportunity and the privilege to, do what I love and, make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
And too, like we've been able to get involved in different events here in Dallas. I know last weekend we just had a pop-up shop where, before we had the hoodies, but now we have the shirts. So we're able to make our first sales from that. But just seeing how, we can get involved back at home here in Dallas and just spread through different means that way. And networking really is incredible as well. I agree.
That's so good. People need to realize too that, whatever business that you're in, if you be a large corporation and you're a small business, the common thing is, your successes, but you also have your challenges. So throughout the journeys that you all had so far since 2020 of your company, your apparel company, what are some of the challenges that you all have faced? And then through those challenges, where is it that you overcame them? And there's always a lesson to learn from those. Your takeaways from that you both have learned. And I'll start with you, Brittney.
I think for me, the biggest challenge, and like I said, my business is really still in the works and launching, but the biggest challenge is just like really like believing in yourself, honestly, and believing in yourself even when you don't necessarily feel the support from others yet. Just believing in the mission that you have. And like trusting in God to really make your vision come to life as well. And I mentioned last week was our first was a pop-up shop, and that's when we first had the shirts go out. So like just for example with that, it wasn't too much traffic at first at the pop-up, so that was a challenge at first, feeling like, is my work in vain, or like, are people gonna like this, things like that. Just making sure you keep going, when that happens. Otherwise, you won't reach your fullest potential because it's not always gonna feel good. Also, really giving yourself grace is another thing, as well as another lesson that I've learned as well.
Yeah, I'd agree. If I can piggyback off of that, definitely giving myself grace and just continuing to push through regardless of what else is going on in the world. I think besides like giving myself grace, I think another challenge that I had when writing this book was just it is a self-help journal, and a lot of the quotes are very positive. So I guess going through the book, I remember just writing some days where I just was not feeling as positive, as happy. So it's like you work on this project and you're putting out, something to help encourage people, but we're all human. We all fall short, and we do have days where you're not as happy, So just with life, with work, just what have you, whatever that may look like, just continuing to push through and understand that this is not for me. It's a bigger picture. So I have to push through and keep going. But that was definitely a struggle. Just some days when I was not feeling my best, but still having to push through that and bring something positive out of it.
I think too, is realizing that there's beauty in the struggle, right? So knowing that you're doing all this, putting all this work in, but you being vulnerable, you'll develop a story. Right. And that vulnerability too will attract other people to your business as well. Being able to share that, you know, being able to get on this podcast and share our challenges, things like that will push others to do the same. So just, you know, being real about it, realizing it's not always going to be.
It's work.
Yeah,
and that's what people need to realize. Yes, the wonderful thing is you start a business and you start a company and, you know, you have your niche and you have your core audience and what you want to do and everything else, but it's time. It's a lot of time and you know, the effort that you put into it. And, you know, people, they hear the terminology, you know, this is my company. I put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears in it. Literally, that's what it is. Especially the tears part, because you know, you come up with these ideas and you put all your hours into it and everything else, and sometimes they do not work or do not succeed, or you know, a product gets delayed, shipping goes up in cost now, unfortunately. So it's just like all of those avenues, you know, you have to navigate, especially if this is your passion. But the beauty, like you said, Brittney, is in the struggle, and then hearing the people reach out to you all and saying all different kinds of testimonials and what the journal, what your product has done for them and throughout their lives, that has got to be the biggest reward for you too, when you read emails or texts, or you know, you come in contact with people. I wanted to ask you too, has there been anybody that you had either want to someone that's been famous, whether in music or, you know, on television, entertainment, that you want to, you know, bless with your product, or they have found out about your product and reached out to you, or someone on your, because I'm a vision board person and I like to, you know, cut and paste stuff on my vision board and you know, imagine who they're going to be on the other side on the microphone and be on the show. But how about you both?
That is a really, really good question. If I had to pick anyone in the world to connect with and talk about my journal, it would probably be Michelle Obama.
Ah, yes.
I would love to talk.
Did you see her when she was in Texas?
No, I didn't get a chance to.
She was absolutely incredible. Because I had asked you both, you know, what book was your favorite or you're currently reading, and Becoming. I've read that book now twice. And to hear her talk about it, it felt like that the words of the pages were like she was just reading it to me. It was absolutely incredible.
I agree.
I hope she does get a hold of your apparel.
And journal.
Yes, and journal.
Yeah, I got some ideas. We could do some things. We're gonna change
yes.
So.
Michelle Obama, if you're listening right now, please contact Christa and Brittney in their amazing apparel, and then come hop on the podcast and all of us can chat together about it. Thank you as we pass out inside of our soul. All right.
Agree on
that. Yes, two or more shall agree, it shall be done. Amen.
Yeah, I mean, I would have to agree. I think that's definitely one of the most influential women too, of course, but also I know Christa was able to get a book out to Scent, and I know that was really big as well, because just being able to connect to, you know, Black women that are doing wonderful things, and we were able to go to an event that she had and just hearing her.
And this is Scent Marshall of Dallas Mavericks, yes.
That's
CEO.
She's awesome.
Yeah.
She's absolutely an amazing, incredible, down-to-earth woman.
Yeah. So just people like that who, you know, just influence you. So to be able to, like, you know, feel like your product can influence them or as well, and to see them like believe in it. Somebody that's just done such great things and influences you would be awesome as well.
I want to just call out, I think it's super important for women, you know, especially Black women to see other Black women doing the impossible in this world. Like, that is
applause, and support one another, please.
Exactly.
Support one another. Yes.
If you don't see it, it doesn't always seem like it's possible. But when, you know, women doing things that seem impossible, it just it motivates me to see that. That's every day, and I see that every day in Dallas.
I love rooting for us to win. That's why, you know, whenever I get an opportunity to highlight a small business owner, a Black owned business, I'm rooting for them to do the most amazing things, because you get so many no's and not a lot of yeses. Or it does not have to be an entourage of a group of people that you need, but that one yes that believes in your mission, believes in your story, believes in your product. That opens doors, and many doors after that. Yes. So agreed. So agreed. Okay, so Brittney, going back to you, because you said you had a business that you're getting that's in the works right now. So I know you don't want to give too much of away because it's going to be absolutely amazing when you get everything all together. But what is the overall gist of what your business, your niche, what are you getting ready to do? Yeah. That's going to just amaze everybody. I know it. So.
So just the overall general blurb about my business is going to be called the BJ Collective, and it is going to be like a lifestyle brand, a modern design company, and really curated gifts is what it's based on. And I mentioned before, it's based on the quote that I came up with, which is just to love is to give. And also based on 1 Corinthians 16, verse 14, do everything in love. So my brand is really different creation. So it can be tangible through like different gifts that I can do. So personalized gifts, for example, is something that I'll be making, but also can be not tangible. So just being vulnerable, sharing how I created something, or doing a tutorial and sharing how I created, really just giving in different ways is what my business is all about.
Oh, I cannot wait. I know that it's going to be absolutely good, because both of you all had shared so many amazing gems and advice on, business owners that are listening and watching, future business owners. And I appreciate both of you all sharing that, while the highs of it and the success of it is absolutely amazing, there is the work and the progress and the process through the whole entire thing. So what I want to ask you all before we get out of here is, where do you see God Use Me apparel in the next year?
Everywhere, worldwide. We're gonna take over the world with this. This is that
is the best answer. I absolutely love it.
Thank you. But seriously, just making it just a lifestyle brand. Just I would like it to be available, at Target. It would be nice to, get in the Target stores, and not just seasonal, but just like a product that Target has, as well as, other, different, big box stores. I think the possibilities are endless, really. So I would think just get it out there and creating, jogging pants, shorts, just a whole line, not just shirts and hoodies.
Agree. And really, too, like just hearing different testimonials about like how people live out, this God used me, and how that has impacted their lives, or just connecting on that principle as well would be great.
That is so good. Well, I see it being bigger than shirts and hoodies. I see it being where it's going to reach a lot of people and continue to change a lot of lives. And we will circle back on this probably less than a year from now, because I know it's going to be everywhere. Because the passion that you both have for what you're doing and the mission statement that is on your shirts, your apparel, is going to definitely, from this, not just from this podcast, it's already doing the work, but it's going to continue to launch bigger than you both could ever dream or imagine. And so I'm excited for you both of where it's going to go and where it's going to take you. I definitely want people that are watching, people that are listening, to connect with you both and definitely support. So Christa, go ahead and tell people how they can follow you, and then Brittney, how they can follow you.
Sure thing. So feel free to follow me at All Things. That's it's 2 S's, so All Things with 2 S's CG on Instagram as well as Facebook. And then my website is actually allthings1scg.com.
Yes, and for now you can purchase apparel through there, but also all things when I launch officially will be the BJ Collective. So you'll be able to purchase gifts and things like that, curated gifts and things like that through Etsy. And the name will be the BJ Collective, but also Instagram, the BJ Collective as well.
God is using them. Brittney McLeod, Christa Griffin. Thank you so much, ladies. I'm excited to where this is going to go, and the doors are going to be opening and continue to open for you both. Thank you so much for coming on the Heard That podcast.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much, Marissa.
Thank you, everybody, for watching and listening. And as I always end the show, take care, stay safe. Be out of here.